Good evening, everyone. A warm and cordial welcome to all the astronomy enthusiasts, respected members of IIPT, students, teacher, and distinguished guests who have joined us today on this beautiful Wednesday evening. We are gathered here for 22nd NASNI talk organized by National Astronomy Network of IIPT, NASNI. This is a platform dedicated to nurturing and inspiring the astronomy learning community across the nation. NASNI meets on every first and third Wednesday of the month, and today's session promises to be an enlightening journey. Stars may be far away, but curiosity brings them closer. With this thought, let us begin today's session. It is my privilege to introduce today's eminent speaker, Mr. Yogesh Bhatnagar, who represents IIPT's Regional Council 06 of Jaipur. He is known for his rich experience, dedicated academic involvements, and his unique passion that connects astronomy with philately. Today, he will guide us through a fascinating exploration where science meets heritage. The topic of today's NASNI talk is Understanding Mysteries of the Universe, a philatelic journey, a truly innovative and captivating theme that bridges celestial wonders with the world of postage stamps. Without further delay, I respectfully invite Mr. Yogesh Bhatnagar to take over and lead us into this insightful session. Sir, please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Prenta. Thank you, Himant sir, for inviting me for this talk. It is a great privilege for me to be there on this platform. Uh, it's really a wonderful thing for me to tell. I'm not going to present a very technical talk about the astronomy because I'm not so much expert on the astronomy, but I have a story to tell. I have a story to tell about the astronomy which fascinate me for years through the postage stamp. Collection of the postage stamp, that's a philately was my passion. And you know that every passion begins with this spark. My this passion of the philately began in the childhood when my father used to bring some small packet of the colorful stamps. These stamps open a window of the fascinating discoveries. Over the years, these little rectangular stamps, sometimes triangular too. They become my silent teacher. Uh, they explore, they give me the idea of the explorer, the scientist, the spacecraft. The each stamp carries a story far bigger than its size. Now, as I grow older, my passion took the another turn, teaching. Starting in front of the young mind in school, I began teaching in the school. And when I stand in front of my students, which are very young, very youthful, very curious, very curious to know anything, everything that they see around their world, I discovered the joy of explaining how the world work. Physics, astronomy, space science, they were not the subject for me. They were an adventure. I often wish my student could feel the same excitement as I felt when I took up the night sky and held the rare stamps in my hand. The third thread of my journey was my curiosity about the cosmos. From the sky watcher to the modern telescope, and I am very thankful to Professor A.G. Kulkarni when he was in early 90s, when he was posted in the Jaipur. He introduced me about the telescope, about the planetarium, the working of the planetarium, and the cosmos, the ideas about the various stories and the ideas about the cosmos. From where I learn about the making of telescope. That was my first introduction to the, and then there was no stoppage. I start learning, and the stamp. Then I thought, why not to connect my hobby of the stamp collection with the science of the cosmos. So one day, these all the three passion, the stamp, teaching, and the cosmos, they merge naturally into a single idea. And here is that single idea. So I start thinking, why not to tell the story of the cosmos with the help of the stamps. So what began as a small personal project soon grew in a 160-page collection on the astronomy. Each page became a classroom. Each stamp became a visible story trailer, and each theme became a chapter. Selecting the stamps or the material was like assembling a giant jigsaw puzzle for me. Stamp and the philatelic material which cover the postage stamp and the postage cover and many more philatelic items showing the astronomer, ancient observatory, planetary discoveries, rocket, satellite, telescope, major scientific breakthrough. So as I design each layout, I imagine a student turning the pages, curious, excited, and maybe even inspired me to learn more about the cosmos. So that was my story of beginning the stamp collection and connecting it with the cosmos. So this collection not just a display of the philatelic item. It is a journey, my journey as a teacher, as a collector, and as a lifelong learner. It reflects year of searching, reading, teaching, and dreaming, of course. It brings together the joy of the philately, the spirit of the science education, and timeless wonder of the cosmos. My hope that every viewer and every reader which is present today with me, whether young or old, find these pages a spark of curiosity, just as I once did. And perhaps, like me, they will discover that even the smallest stamp or your hobby can open a gateway to the vastness of the universe. So, with this story, with this introduction, I begin my story of Cosmos with the help of the stamp collection, a postage stamp. I have about 80-page stamp or 160-page collection on the astronomy and 80-page collection on the understanding the mysteries of the universe, which has already been displayed many times there in the national and international exhibition, stamp exhibition. I try to take out only few selected pages which interest me a lot. I hope that you will also enjoy these things. Please check me wherever you feel like asking anything about the philately or about the stamps. Am I audible? Before we move, once I move, again ask, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You
My
are
slides
audible,
are
sir.
visible.
Yes, sir.
My slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. A little bit of the philately. It is an hobby of the stamp collection, basically. Began in 1840 in England when the first stamp was printed. It's about the first stamp of the England of the world, the black penny, and these are the first stamps of the India, the British India, and the Independence India. I will not go in much detail. And I think that paper, these stamps are basically the ambassador of the country, reflecting their history, the culture, and they are very authentic advertisement of the country, the progress. And why I say that stamp collection is an educational benefit for the student because it develop your soft skill and the life skills. Patience and persistence for collecting the stamp. You require lots of the patience. My this collection took me about more than 10 to 15 years to collect bit by bit, one by one, stamps from the various places, asked from the internet, from the dealers, stamp dealer, from the exhibition, from my trip visiting outside. So it was a patience. It required the patience to collect the required stamp, and still that is keep on going. And it help you to develop your analytical skill, cultural value, networking globally. Because of this stamp collection, I was able to have a good network of the philatelists all over the most of the part of the world, of the different ages, of the different profession who are interested in the hobby. And you know that philately is one of the world most popular hobby. And it is an alternative investment too. Whatever I invested on the stamp is still a money with me and complement to waste of the time. Okay, now let's come. That's how the stamp collections look like. The collection, which is stamp collection on the left hand side, you will find it looks like this. Sorry. Somewhere I made the yes. And this is how the stamp exhibition, if sometime you got a chance to visit the stamp exhibition, that's how the stamp exhibition organized by the Department of the Post Government of India or the any other agencies, they look like. That's how the frames are erected and the stamp exhibition are being displayed over there. I begin with my story with the divine cosmology, the mythology. Once the government of India, India Post has given one stamp, released one stamp on the Mahabharata theme. And on this thematic stamp, there was a very interesting one of the Virat Swarup. I took a lead for making my story for this Virat Swarup because in our Hindu mythology, this Virat Sarup of the Krishna, which is shown there, which he display, which is exhibited at the time of the Mahabharata, was the cosmos, was the profound vision of the cosmos and interconnectedness of the all existence. So I thought that this is a very appropriate beginning of my theme of the cosmology with my uh, point of view of the Virat Sarup. And then I use the three stems, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Shiva with the cosmic dance, Tandav, Natraj, what we call it. Brahma, the creator, that's what the universe was created by Lord Brahma. Vishnu, the keeper of the universe, and the Shiva, the destroyer. And then one of the Indian stamp, that is a Trimurti, which coexist, we show the coexistence of the all the form of the god into the one, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Then there was a release of the stamp on the Vaman Swarup, where the earth was, where the god who encompasses the universe within his approach. That is what I think, that it was a mythological view of the cosmos which fascinated me more. And I developed this mythological view with my stamp collection. Then our story of the cosmos began with the observing universe, observing the sky by our ancestor for the agriculture purpose, for harvesting their crop, for navigation during the long journey. This time shows the navigation using the star, or for the religious purpose. That's how these six stamps and the one of the souvenir sheet of the three stamp, which depict the pattern of the sky, starry sky, planet constellation, and the setting of the sun. Then the astronaut, that space, the sky fascinated not only to the modern man, but also since a stone age. We have the stamps on the Stonehenge, because I think that at that time people were more interested in the direction of the rising and setting of the sun during the longest day and during the shortest period of the year, solstice. And Stonehenge is one of the example which is erected where the stones of the say 100 tons or the 50 tons was erected in a circular form in England. That's about the 2300 BC or 1300 BC, which is marking the direction of the sun during the setting and rising of the sun during two solstice period. Then similar structure was found not only in the England but in the Scotland. We call the Carinish or oil stamps stones in Sweden and Karanek in France, which also serve the same purpose. This is very interesting umber disc, which was discovered in sorry, uh, which was discovered in Lithuania. Lithuania, the stamp also shows the Lithuanian stamp released in 2001. This disc is found to be 3 millennium BC and considered to be the one of the first Neolithic representation of the cosmos. The sequence of the point that divide the circle into the four part refer the solar calendar with 4 seasons. That's what the archaeologists have analyzed this disk as an. Although the disk was found to be there in the broken part, it was reassembled, and on the right hand side you find the stamp shows the half part of it and half is made, and right hand side of this slide you see the replica of this disk full. Here's another one disk that we find which belong to the 2300 BC, 1600 BC. We call the Nebra sky disk. It found in 1999 at the Germany. It could be again the oldest tool of synchronizing early Bronze Age from the early Bronze Age, the lunar calendar with solar calendar. Here's an stamp that you find of the Germany. Here is a stamp cancellation in actual. This image shows the sun, crescent of the moon, and the star cluster, which is imagined to be the Pleiades cluster of the 7 stars. And gold arc at the other one side. One is missing. Here is the one missing. Here's another one which is there. Are thought to have the mark of the angle between the two solstices. That is the very interesting thing that is appear on the stamp, and it is a part of my stamp collection. Although it is a very difficult to means almost very difficult to go into the museum and see this disc in the real, but my passion is fulfilled by these stamps to witness this disc. Then astronomy, I developed this collection with a little bit history of the astronomy. Astronomy was not only developed means it was developed earlier too in the ancient time. Babylonian and the Egyptians were very much fascinated by the stars, the sun, and the moon. Here is some cover which shows that directional that like their in Egypt, their pyramid, which was oriented for the position of the sun, pyramid of the Giza, and the remain of the Babylonian. Babylonian were basically interested in stars and the planet too. They referred the theories of method of They are skilled observer. The Babylonian, but the skilled observer. Babylonia is a Mesopotamia. It is a land between the Tigris and the Euphrates. Only the Babylonian, they are Sumerian and the Chaldees and Akkadians and Babylonian. So they were the skilled observer and brilliant mathematicians. Their knowledge of the astronomy comes through the tablets, clay tablets, recording to about 768 BC. They appear to recorded the one comet also, maybe the Halley comet in 164 BC. And the Egyptians were the one who divide the year of and use the calendar on the basis of the sun. Here is an Egyptian view of the heaven as a good sheet, miniature sheet of the stamp. This shows the sky, the lady bending downward shows the starry sky. This shows the sun. And sorry. This shows the sun. Sun is being eaten up in the night by this starry sky, the goddess. And then in the daytime, it was released back. It was given birth again. Here lies the earth, the goddess of the earth. And this shows the travel, the journey of the sun god Ra from night, morning to evening in the boat. The sun, and these are all the stars in the sky, who was covering the earth goddess. Very interesting. In China and the Far East, they are also developed. The Chinese were basically interested in the astronomy because of their life of the king, they think affected by the astronomy, by the event happening there in the sky. So they were the people assigned by the king or the emperor to keep and watch on the sky for anything untoward happening or unusual happening in the sky, and report it immediately to the king or to their priest, so that he can infer what's going on there or what the effect will be there. And in this process, they developed the various instruments too in the China, and they were the first to witness and record the supernova explosion. Here are some meteorological devices which were developed by the ancient Chinese. There's the armillary sphere. This is the one. And seismometer, dragon toed seismometer, it will record the earthquake. And the direction of the earthquake too means the direction opposite in the direction from where the earthquake will originate. There is a ball there in the dragon, and that will fall in the mouth of the toad sitting all around. And then the early compass. This is all there on the postage stamps. Then there was a Greek astronomer. Please, anything that I can, you will like to ask? Should I continue? Hemant sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue, please.
Hemant sir, please, I will request you, please tell me 5 minutes before or
Yes.
10 minutes before where you want to finish up the
Sure.
things.
Sure, sir.
In the Greek astronomy, the Ptolemy was one of the very popular astronomer of 170 AD. Here we see the two stamps issued by the Greece. Hellas is the name of the Greece, basically, in their own Greek language. So the stamp of the Greece are printed not the Greece but Hellas. So his major work was Almagest, and which survived in the Arabic version, and was first to predict the geocentric system with the Earth at the center of the universe, orbiting around it in the order of the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Sun. Here's a Ptolemy. Excuse me, sir. Here's the one cover released by the Germany. Uh, this cover was released at the time to commemorate the launch of the Sputnik. And this shows this cover, the vignette of the cover shows the Ptolemy and his solar system model with the Earth at the center, Moon surrounding the Earth, moving around the Earth, then the Mercury, the Venus, and then comes the Sun. Then comes the Mars and the Jupiter and the Saturn. And this cover in this cover that surrounding of the Saturn was a sky where the god crystalline sky where the dwelling of the god was there. The outer one was the one dwelling of the god and his elected uh, elects means saints and the angels. They used to live in the outer part of the this sphere. So that postmark, a beautiful postmark on the cover, is issued by the Germany, shows the Ptolemy's structure. So this, when I received this cover, it really fascinated and forced me to learn about it. That's how when you collect something and you like it, then it forces you to learn about what is there on this thing, and that's what the learning take place there with the stamp collection. So my all the learning and force me means all these fascination force me to learn to know about the things which is, and this way I try to learn the astronomy or the cosmos. This is one of the very interesting painting by the Renaissance painter, and this is a stamp issued by the Anguilla. Is a Commonwealth country, is a prime mover. Here is a universe, I mean the whole universe, the sphere, and this is the muse of the astronomy, the goddess of the astronomy, Urania. She is bending over the universe to move it, which is very difficult otherwise to move. So this shows the prime, this painting named the prime mover. And this is one of the very interesting one part of my collection, which I love it very much. And this is School of Athens by Raphael. Again, uh, Renaissance, again an artist at the time of the 1509 to 1511, who painted this painting in the wall of the Vatican Cathedral on the request of the Pope. And this painting shows the school of, is named as a School of Athens. And the interesting part of this, the very fascinating part of this painting, here's an, on the right hand side, you see the stamp along with the painting cover. In the philatelic term, we call the miniature sheet. On the left hand side, we got this part of the stamp, part of the painting in the stamps issued by the Vatican City, Vatican only, and the card, complete card. This type of the arrangement is called the maximum card in the philatelic. The philatelic term of this card plus the stamp is called the maximum card. So it is one of the masterpiece piece of the painting and shows the unification of the classical Greek philosophy and the science with Christian thoughts as an equal partner and as a human pursuit of the truth. This picture was basically the showing the power of the Roman Catholic Church over the Platonic philosophy. What is important of this? It shows the all philosopher, astronomer, mathematician of the Greek, earlier ancient Greek period, which appear in the different time zone, different time, not at the one time, but not only in the different time, but in the different places. But they are all shown together. And how's that? The central figure that you see is Plato and Aristotle. The left hand side is a Plato, and the right hand side is an Aristotle. Plato is pointing upward, and both of them is carrying the book in their hand, their own book, the book written by them. And then there's a Euclid. Euclid is bending down. Perhaps it is being cut somewhere. Yes, here is the one, this portion. Euclid is bending down and writing there on the tablet and on some tablet, and then showing the geometry to its pupil. Here is a Euclid, partially bald and bending down, and all around the Euclid there is a pupil and try to understanding his geometry. Pythagoras on the left hand side with his pupil surrounding, again writing on some book over there. The stamp is also showing the Pythagoras. Then Socrates is here on the left hand side discussing the things with the pupil and the one of the journal of the Alexander's army standing over there. Ptolemy, here is the one with the brown gown. There's a Ptolemy. In front of the one, the person standing is holding the sphere of the solar system or the universe. And Ptolemy is talking. His back is toward us. And one interesting thing that we find at that time, there was an idea of the painter to put himself in the picture somewhere if he can. And here is a raffle. That one small person on the right hand side, one person looking toward us is a Raphael himself, as an disciple of the Ptolemy, standing with this. So, and one more interesting thing, at that time, very few ladies or the women philosopher or the mathematician and the astronomer was known at that time. And here is a one woman. Uh, uh, I'll try to find out the name. That's one standing just up close to the Pythagoras. There's Hypatia. Her name was Hypatia of the Alexandria. She was the first one documented to have made an contribution to the math, astronomy, and philosophy. So that was a very interesting sheet of the stamp that I have in the collection, and that forced me to know about this philosopher of the ancient Greek, the astronomer, and the person who propagate the theory of the various theory about the universe. Here is the one stamp, again of the Greek, showing the Antikythera mechanism. Is found in 1900 in a shipwreck near the Greek island Antikythera. It is now believed that this is the real astronomical analogical computer to predict the moving sun, moon, and the five planets known at that time, to calculate the date of the future eclipse also. Uh, this the X-ray tomography or scan suggests that this mechanism had about 36 meshing bronze gears, which enabling it to follow the movement of the moon and the sun through the zodiac. This instrument is believed to be designed and constructed in about 87 BC to 205 BC. Very interesting one. One of the earliest is the great grandfather, or it is a originator of the computer, basic computer, the analog computer, and the astronomical tool. So it again shows that how the Greece at the time of the second century BC were how much interested in the astronomy and the astronomical tool. Astronomy was not only looking to the sky, but it was also reflected in the art and the craft too. Here's are the two art pieces. One is on the right hand side, there's a mosaic floor in the synagogue of the Beth Alpha of the Israel, which depict the wheel of the zodiac with the sun at the center, with the horse-driven chariot, which express the time of the season, eternal movement of the heaven and the divine power. And on the left-hand side, there's a tapestry in the Spain, in the Museum of the Spain, is also called the Girona tapestry, called the creation. This panel of the needlework from the 11th century is how it is illustrate the main phases of the story of the Genesis, showing month of the year all around, the season, four season, the main wind is the corner, the angel blowing the air, days of the week, and the two lower corner shows the personification of the sun and the moon. Here's the sun and the moon. This is again a stamp sheet. We call the miniature sheet issued by the Spain. This is the miniature sheet of the stamp issued by the Israel. And then comes the Indian astronomy, which is begin with the 4th century of the AD under the Gupta dynasty, Chandragupta Maurya, and the Aryabhatta, Brahmagupta, Bhaskar, Panani were the some of the prominent scholars of that period. We don't have the stamp of the Aryabhat, but the satellite, our first satellite was named after the Aryabhat. And one of the very prominent, very famous Indian astronomer, Chandrasekhara, Samant Chandrasekhara, of 1835 to 1904, which was known as the Tycho of the Indian astronomy, who, without using the telescope, made the very fine calculation about the movement or the star, sun, and their precise location and all. And then this is the cover, postal cover, which shows our famous Jantar Mantar. Jantar Mantar is basically the housing various stone-made astronomical instruments having the world longest, biggest sundial. It is constructed by the Maharaja Jai Singh at the 5 places in India. One of them is in the Jaipur, and it is World Heritage One, UNESCO Heritage Sites. So this cover shows all the most of the instrument, astronomical instrument. And whenever you visit to the Jaipur, please make a point to spend some time with Jantar Mantar. Other one is some Jantar Mantar of I mean, this observatory, stone observatory was well kept in the Jaipur, but other places like Ujjain, I think it is Ujjain, very few pieces are left. Another one was Mathura, which vanished. The one was there in the Delhi. Few pieces are still left near the Connaught Place. There's an Jantar Mantar. One more, I think Mathura is there. Banaras was one of the place, I think, where this uh, was astronomy. This observatory was constructed by Savai Mansingh, then king of the Jaipur. Then Islamic astronomy, which developed in 1780 to 1580. Various systems shows the Islamic scholars, astronomers, which helped to develop the astronomy in the Islamic world. And that development of the Islamic astronomy is then carried to the Europe. Here is a big sheet showing the Samarkand this by the Ulan Beg, Muhammad Ulan Beg, the Tatar prince in 1394, who founded the astronomical observatory in Samarkand, whose only remains are now there, is one of the uh, few first, I think, astronomy observatory in the world at that time, I think. And that was an inspiration for the Maharaja Jai Singh to construct the astronomy observatory in Jaipur also. Then various cosmological theories, which were the groundwork for understanding the formation of the universe and solar system, was given at the various time. Some aspect of the theory they refined, and they were instrumental in shaping our understanding. And one was by the uh, yes, Laplace, the very famous person of our physics, but he has given the theory. He was a French polymath who work as instrument in the instrumental field, was one of the very famous work. And the physics, astronomy, math, um, engineering, statistics, and the philosophy was his passion. And he has given the nebular hypothesis of the solar system, origin of the solar system. According to this hypothesis, sun and the planet form a rotating flattened disk of the gas called solar nebula. And as the nebula cooled, then it contracted and flattened due to the orbital rotation, and condensed matter gave rise to the formation of the sun at the center and the planet. He was supporter of the corpuscular theory of the light also, and he showed these particles of the light were influenced by the gravity at the time of 1870, 1800, just before now we know about it. Then Emil Khan, he was a philosopher, and the very famous philosopher is still modern philosophy. In the modern philosophy, he was referred a lot. He was also given a nebular philosophy of the universe. He suggested the solar system formed the large, again, solar system by the large rotating cloud, and which gave rise. He also deduced that Milky Way is a large disk of the stars, and suggested distant nebula may be the another galaxies. Then Swedenborg, he was a Swedish polymath, astronomer, uh, and the philosopher and mystic. He proposed the cosmological model of his in his work, suggesting the universe become as a cosmic egg and develop into the series of the nested sphere, and each sphere represent the different celestial body. He's also known for his Afterlife and Heavens and Hell, the book he has written. Then Comte de Buffon, he was a French naturalist, mathematician, cosmologist, and biologist also. He proposed the theory of fiery collision in his work. According to this theory, comet collide with the sun, ejected material that cooled down and formed the planet. That was his idea. And last is one Sir James Jean. Maybe we don't know him directly, but we are familiar with the Rayleigh-Jean's law of the black body radiation. He is the one. He was an English physicist, mathematician, and the astronomer. And he proposes the tidal theory of the origin of the solar system. According to this theory, a passing star caused a tidal disturbance in the pre-existing gas cloud, leading to the formation of the sun and the planet. And he is given, just like we have the Chandrasekhar limit, he has also given the GN's length, a critical radiation. If this gas cloud has got the radiation less than that of the critical this GN's radiations, then it may form the star. So these were some stamps which I find somehow, and then I find that they were linked with our cosmological theories too. Sir Hemant sir, please, how much time do we have?
Just 2 minutes, sir. Last 2 minutes.
Yes, last 2 minutes, then I will finish up with
Yeah.
something. These are the stamps showing the Greek or planets. These all the set of the stamps shows the planet and the sun of the solar system, with the Greek god image attached with the planet or with the sun, and their symbol, which we find the sun and these symbols and the mythological figure attached with the each planet is very, very interesting. Some of these symbols are the symbol of the metals also in the old Greek system. Mercury is shown by the god with the wing cap because he's a messenger of the god, and can fly fast because Mercury move faster. Here we shows a Mercury symbol, which shows that with the 2 ears, which is the wing. Venus is a beautiful goddess because Venus is in the night sky, is a beautifully shining stars or shining object in the sky, and this is also a symbol of the woman. This is the symbol of the earth, shows by the symbol of the cross in the sphere, which shows the longitude and the latitude. The Jupiter is the goddess king, or the king of the all the gods, which is shown over here. So various one symbol. Sometime if you find that, you can just see the things over there. So this is, I think, that one of the part I got a privilege to share with you all, and I hope that this will may continue a long time. There's a loss of the story. And I will suggest that we must have some hobby in our life and connect this hobby with your uh, learning, learning and the teaching. It is a really a pleasure. So, as we come to the end, I got that the universe is a huge, mysterious, and is still mostly unknown. But through the curiosity, creativity, and even the tiny postage stamp, each of us can explore it. So, thank you very much for joining me in this journey. May the universe continue to inspire you to pursue some hobby in your life. And may this hobby be the part of your learning and the teaching tool too. Thank you. Hemant sir.
Wonderful. It was a great talk, absolutely enthralling.
Thank you,
The
sir.
purpose of the talk was actually, I was very happy because many things we did not know. And I believe that Yogesh ji has a huge amount of material with him, and we can definitely create a film of about 35 to 40 minutes if there is a good filmmaker and he can and somebody who can stitch the stories together. What we get is what is called as the intellectual history of the universe, intellectual history of man, and it spans not less than 2.5, 3,000, 4,000 years. It's a great collection. My feeling is that Yogesh has done a wonderful job by preserving the symbols of the growth of knowledge of astronomy in the world. And I don't think anybody around in the world, at least in India, anybody is there who has done this kind of a thing. So, my one suggestion will be apart from thanking him for his generosity of sharing his information, somebody should take the issue of creating a 35 40 minute film on the history of the universe through philately, and it will go a long way. Thank Yogesh ji for his wonderful presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such an encouraging word. And basically, you were my inspiration for this, all the things. You remember the time when we joined together, when I worked under your guidance to prepare the telescope and the planetarium program of the rise of the sun in the Jaipur. And it was really, then from there, I began this collection is about 30 years back.
Great,
And
great. Thanks.
yes,
I'm very happy to know that our connection in 1987 has grown to this extent. It has grown into a big tree. I'm happy about it. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
It was a pleasure listening to you. Actually, the world of stamps, I think so. I've never deep dived into the world of stamps because in our generation, we have seen the progression of the media, but never thought about astronomy linked to the world of stamps. We have just surpassed it. People like me we have just surpassed it. We never thought very in detail about the uh, things which a stamp could even teach us in the world of astronomy, for the world of astronomy. And the way you uh, showed your presentation, the collection which you have is immense, and it really really reflects that yes, each and every particle can be of use if you have to study anything from the very beginning. So definitely the history which these stamps denote is really immense, and I loved the session, every bit of it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Basically, these stamps are the one which encourage us to learn the things. They are
Definitely.
showing the picture, but they are the puzzle to put it together and then encourage us to learn something. When we are fascinated by this, and it is with every hobby, ma'am. It is not only this stamp collection, with every hobby that you have. And I feel like after my retirement, this hobby, everyone must have the hobby for the life to continue and life to enjoy. And being a lifelong learner, you must have some hobby. And there is nothing better if you can connect this hobby with your teaching learning process with the pedagogy.
Definitely, sir. And the way you interpret the stamps is so interesting. So if I look at some of the stamps which you have, I couldn't have understood what they actually mean. But the way you made us understand what the particular stamps denotes is was really wonderful. I really salute you for that, because understanding the things which a stamp would like to convey is also an art, which people like you are able to understand, not people like me or many of us over here, because we have never been connected with this kind of a thing. We need everything in black and white written in front of us, or in the form of a video, or in form of a talk or something. We never deep dive into the impressions which a stamp shows us. They want to deliver to us what they want to convey to us. It is really a very commendable task which you have been doing for such a long time. Really, hats off to you and thanks to you, sir. Thank you. And we would definitely like to have some more sessions with you to understand more about this field.
I will love it, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to ask you something. You reside in Jaipur, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I also am residing in Jaipur. We can definitely like to connect with. I would definitely like to connect with you, because I am trying to uh, propagate astronomy to the next generation. I am not what we say an academically trained astronomer, but yes, whatever I have learned through observations and listening to people and reading. So what I do is I try to uh, push my knowledge to an extent, so that I can deliver it to the kids, the next generation. So definitely we can collaborate sometime, so that we can even ask the kids to enter into the world of collecting the stamps and knowing the history of stamps through astronomy also. So I think so this would be a great idea.
It's a very good idea, ma'am. The knowledge is always to share, is
Yeah,
not to keep with. So I
yeah.
will love to share whatever I have with me with you. So we can certainly collaborate and can work together. And you can use all these things that which I have for your workshop. I have heard you there in some webinar and some workshops
Oh,
too. Yes, I know about, and is really a wonderful. I will love, and it's an open invitation for anyone because I don't have any copyright for all these things. Is the knowledge is open word. So
yes.
please share the idea. Wherever possible, I can come. Wherever possible, we can talk on the Zoom. Wherever possible, we can share the things, maybe physical or maybe in the virtual form. So it is always open to share, ma'am. Anytime, I will really be interested in it.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Dr. Kulkarni, yes, go ahead, please.
I just wanted to say that I would like to rename that whole talk as the global history of astronomy. This is basically a global history of astronomy in short, in about 1 hour.
Okay.
Now, the collection is so huge and so valuable that without losing much time, we should put a visualizer, a script writer, a camera person, and a kind of a director together, along with Yogesh's wonderful collection, and make a short film which can be displayed everywhere globally. This is very important to preserve the knowledge of astronomy globally and popularize it among the Indian students and Indian academic community. I suggest somebody to even NASNI can take this thing, but we need a wonderful visualizer, a script writer, something like making a good film, and it takes a lot of effort to make a good film, which is impactful. So a set of 4, 5 expertise, experts, including the cameraman, and let us call Yogesh as a historian of astronomy, a kind of, who preserves the wonderful, impressions, and under his, tutelage and collaboration, we should be able to produce it in the next 2 or 3 months. If something can come together, I will be very happy. I will appreciate Dr. Amoli Kakkar, who spoke very solidly about this, and I'm sure there are many others who agree with me. Thank you very much. Great session.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sir, I'm thankful to Dr. Ahluwalia, sir, our president. He offered me to write things about this collection. It was regularly published for last 3 years there in the our IAPT bulletin on the 2 pages, two back main pages of the cover pages at the back. Continuously, this story was coming out as a feature on this stamp collection on our magazine. Then he asked me last year to write it down and put it in a book form, and he will always promote it. But it was my side which I could not do it. But this time again, Hemant sir, has given me the opportunity to put it in some word, which I think that in a few months I will try to rewrite it in a proper format. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Sir,
much.
I would love to help you in that, in putting your collection in a book format and making it presentable and readable for all.
Yeah.
That
Thank
would
you,
be a
ma'am.
great thing.
Very nice.
Yeah, I am ready to help you
Right.
out.
Thank you, ma'am, so much for your offer. It's really
Yeah,
wonderful.
I would like to collaborate on this. This will be a very good coffee table book on
Yeah.
history of astronomy. Why I am saying coffee table book is, if you go to, these 5 star or 4 star hotels, there will be so much of literature lying out there. It will be a wonderful coffee table book, and people can pick up the history of astronomy on the go. They need not necessarily sit down for an hour or something. Just
Yeah.
it should become more of a habit to know, and a huge number of people are interested in astronomy, especially students. So I'm thinking of a kind of a collection of all these stamps, and weaving it with a good script and also a coffee table book, which may be expensive. It doesn't matter, because people will buy. That is not the point, because all they need is good visuals and good description, which goes a long way. Yeah, I would like to collaborate on that, and I expect somebody to take lead here. Yeah, we will realize it in about 3 to 4 months, certainly. Yeah.
Wonderful idea, sir. It's a
Thank you
really
very much. Yes,
good
sir.
thing. Thank you.
Dr. Pranita.
Shall I conclude, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this insightful lecture, sir. As the topic is very different from regular topics, that is postage stamp, and layman like me also, I could not expect astronomy from postage stamps. So it is very wonderful idea, and the presentation was very nice, and it is uh, very understand. It is made in very understandable language, so that some students and it is relevant to each and every age group. So thank you so much, sir, for this insightful lecture. And I hope many students, many young minds can inspire from this type of ideas also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank you
you,
very much, sir.
Hemant sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pranita madam,
Thank you, sir.
for